put on my green ATL hat. Put on my green hat, boy. Y'all did. Oh man, what's going on? Let me check everything. What's going on, everybody? I'm just giving everybody time to check in. I'm actually back streaming again. My grandchildren gone home, man. I haven't had the bandwidth to be able to stream with them being here. So I'm back. If you in, let me know where you checking in from so I can shout you out. What's going on, Donald McFarlane? What's up, brother? What's going on, my brother? What's going on? How you doing? How you doing? I'm just checking the sound on my end. Let me check everything. Oh, it sound good. Oh yeah. So I'm back streaming everywhere. Man, I had the grandchildren probably like we had the Savannah, what's happening? Yeah, we had the grandchildren. That's Donna. We had the grandchildren like but it's almost a month. Yeah. Tucson. What's up, Tucson? Yeah, we had the grandchildren for almost like a month, man. But I enjoyed every bit of them, man. I really did, man. I had a great time with them. And they're back home now. ATL, what's happening? Yeah, everybody, they back at the house now. And we able to get back. Man, you know one thing I could tell you that's for me, the older I've gotten, the more my routine really means a lot to me. Um, I don't know, man. I that routine. If I don't, I may be on the spectrum, y'all. I ain't trying to be funny, but for real, I may be on the spectrum a little bit because um, if I don't have that routine, it kind of like throw me off a little bit. Like I don't know, man. I don't feel right. Like yeah, I may be on the spectrum a little bit, y'all. Yep. Um, but good evening, Coco. What's going on? Demarcus in North Carolina, man. What's happening in North Carolina? Um, yeah, so with my grandchildren not being here, Joyce, how you doing? Timothy J. Brown, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? Man, I'm doing well, man. I've been, like I said, I've had the grandchildren, a great time with them. Um, three of them was here, three boys. They all came from Indiana. Shout out to Tay, Cairo, Zara, um, Old Bay, and Amari. Call him Sweet Baby Ray Ray. Great time, man. Great time spent with them, but it just kind of threw my routine off. Mobile, what's happening? And I'm just getting back there today. I had to take grandmama to get grandmama a rental car today. They totaled her car out, y'all. So yeah, her car is a total loss. We working on that right now. They want to come pick it up. Copart. They want Copart to come pick it up tomorrow. Um, and then we got to go through the total loss department of the insurance company. And I told him I want to try to get it back. Cynthia in the house. What's going on, Baton Rouge? Yeah, I need that routine too, boy. I do, Jacqueline, man. Hey, Jacqueline, we probably be on the spectrum a little bit for real. I gotta have that routine. I be thrown off. Like when I say I'm thrown off, I be thrown off. Like I'm not joking, y'all. Like I can function. I'm good. It's just I just don't feel like the grass is growing like crazy. We getting rain every day. I got to get out here and jump on my mowers and cut the grass. This time of year is a great time, but also a bad time because of the grass. You have to stop what you're doing, cut the grass sometimes twice a week. I'm letting the goats eat everything up on the top of the hill right now. The sheep eating everything in this one field over here. But I like to cut the entranceway in the front outside the gate. I like to cut that whole entranceway up there closer to the house. I like to cut everything because I don't want the sheep and the goat to get close to close to the garden. Let me see. You and a few of the black farmers have really opened my eyes to this style of living. In the game I picked up, definitely thinking starting way smaller than y'all, but a spark has been lit. I'm thankful to come across y'all. Jew McIntosh, what's happening, man? I only watched you guys for a few weeks. This off of YouTube. Anthony McNair off of YouTube. He says, I have only watched you guys for a few weeks, but I really enjoy your routine. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, so first and foremost, let me say this with this lifestyle. This lifestyle is a great lifestyle, but one of the things that you can do to mess you up in this lifestyle is run out and accumulate animals fast, guys. The animals, because the animals need routine too. They need work. Um, and if you're gonna get some animals and you want some lazy man animals, go with sheep and go with cows. Don't do goats. Don't do goats. The goats, they be tripping, like for real. Yeah, they be needing you have to touch them almost every single day. But I want to say something, man. Y'all know I posted a video today, and I was talking about the blueprint and the hustle. And the video came off as being, I hope the video didn't come off as arrogant, but I'm not trying to be arrogant. And I want to share this with you guys, and I really do, because I've spent a lot of years trying to help people who don't do anything. Okay. So what's going on, Marietta Johnson? What's happening from Connecticut? What's happening? But so I've spent a lot of years trying to help people and coach people and guide people, right? And you have people who actually specialize in wasting time. Chi-Town, what's up? I see you. So when I did the video today, I was talking about, I get messages all the time, but one message in particular caught my eye, where a guy said he wanted the blueprint, right? And he said, because there's so many scammers out here. That's what he said. He said, Larry, could you give me the blueprint to help with what he's trying to do? I'm not gonna get off into his business, but it's something that I do that he want the blueprint for help him do, right? He said, because there's so many scammers out here. What's up, Alonzo? That I'm afraid to go like with anybody. T Brown from Birmingham, what's happening? So I read the email, you know, and it really truly kind of disappointed me a little bit, because I get so many of these emails. Now, when I say this, I'm saying this because I truly care. So think about it like your daddy. You know, sometimes your daddy will say something to you and it seems cruel, but daddy truly care. What's going on, Tanya? Richie Richardson from Baltimore. What's going on, Laura Womack from San Bernardino, checking in from San Bernardino. What's up? So it's like your daddy, right? Your daddy say something sometimes and it hurts your feelings, but your daddy was dead right. Now you did not like the way your daddy said it, but your daddy was telling the truth. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I am, because I truly do care. So the guy sent me the email, and numerous people, man, all on my DMs, especially in IG, all my DMs on IG, Facebook. You know, I get a lot of Instagram, DMs, Facebook messages, people reaching out to me saying, Larry, I want you to mentor me, guide me, coach me, etc. Right? And the first thing I'm saying is, I'm already posting videos. What else do you want me to say? I'm putting all the videos out. So you have people that will waste your time. They will ask you 1,000 questions, but not take one step. The people who are sincere, man, shout out to Charles William, man. I got a friend named Charles William. I got to call him. Charles is from, I think, Miami. All right. This is the perfect story. Listen to this story. Charles is from Miami. So Charles called me one day. He called me out the blue. He got my number, called me. He said, Larry, man, I want to talk to you. I was like, what's up? And we talked. He said, man, I want to swing by and see you. I said, really? He said, yeah. So I'm already kind of standoffish a little bit, because I don't really invite people in that close, because a lot of times people just want to pull off you, but they don't want to pour into you. They want to pull from you. So check this story out. So he hit me back. I'm kind of dragging my feet, not really responding like I supposed to. And he was like, man, I want to come by and see you, right? So I said, okay, cool. So he said, I'm in your town. I said, you in my town? He said, yeah, I'm down here at I'm at the Huddle House in your town. I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, okay, they do here, man. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the dude. He said, I want to come by and see you. I told my wife, I said, all right, man, come on. I gave my address. Said, come on, come see me. Charles pulled up. They in a nice car, like a nice luxury car, like the kind of car you don't really want to be riding around down here. I think it was like a a Lexus truck or something, right? It's Mississippi. What's going on? Let me shout out everybody. Um, 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 let me see. Juju. I'm just shouting out Mississippi. It's that Charlene Twin Dixon. What's happening? But Charleston pull up. What's going on, Janice? And it's nice vehicle, right? I'm like, man, yeah, that truck shouldn't be down here, man. That truck too nice to be on this dirt road. Like we riding 2013, 06 type stuff. You ain't riding no new car, right? So he get out, he talked to me. He said, man, yeah, man, I want to talk to you. I said, okay. This is what he did, man. He got out. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what's up with him. He said, man, I done bought this place, man. That's not too far from here. He said, man, I did this, did that. I worked this move, did that, and I bought this place, Larry, for cash over there. I paused then. I looked at him differently. I said, okay, so this a man of action right here. So this a kindred spirit. So I could kind of take my time and kind of talk with this man, and we can iron sharpen iron a little bit, for both of us, because he got things he want to know. I got things I want to know. We both want to get better. So I went over to his place. He got a nice place. He's doing a great job. I just went over to his place. He said, man, I thought you forgot about me. I called him out the blue. I be so busy, y'all. Sometimes I don't forget you. I just get to you when it's time. So he said, man, I thought you forgot about me. I said, no, I ain't forget about you. So I pulled up on him place probably about 2-3 weeks ago. He doing a real good job over there. He doing his chicken, and he got a vision and a plan. I shared some information with him, but I'm excited for him because he's a man of action. So when you hear, so people like me, right? We spend a lot of time doing stuff, right? We spend a lot of time working and building. The worst thing you could ever do with this person, that's a good deal, Judy. Dallas, Texas in the house. The worst thing you could do is ask these people for advice and information and never do anything. Not just me, anybody. So if you're gonna go, what's going on, Black Pearl? So on a Black Earl on YouTube. So if you're gonna ask somebody who got motion, if you're gonna ask them for guidance and you want them, you got to start doing stuff, because that shows them that you're not wasting their time. That shows them you're serious. You have some people, man, just want to suck information off you. They want to ask the formula, but they'll never put it in process, right? They want the blueprint, but never start building. What I've learned is this, right? My blueprint ain't going to work for you no way. You can take some pointers from me. You get it? But you're going to have to develop your own thing, man. So this is what I say. I say, I have a steak, like a beef steak. She has a steak. He has a steak. All these different people have a steak, right? What you need to do is take a piece of my steak, take a piece of their steak, take a piece of this steak. And what you want to do is you want to create your own ground beef and make your own hamburger patty out of it. You grind all that information up, figure out what works for you. But asking me questions or wanting me to mentor or guide you in something, but you never taking no steps, yeah. The first thing I do, if you catch my attention, the first thing I'm gonna do is go look at your page, because people always ask me, they want to do content. They say, Larry, I want to do videos. Larry, I want to do homesteading. Larry, I want to do this. Like a guy called me. This guy got in touch with me through my butcher, David Kicklighter. Shout out to David Kicklighter down there in Kicks Meat. David, I'm bringing the 2 goats to you. My truck is down still, man. I'm trying to get my truck back up, waiting on the parts, get the brakes in. So David Kicklighter reached out to me, took a picture of the number. He said, man, call this guy, said he want to talk to you. So I said, all right, cool. This a friend now. So if a friend tell me this guy want to talk to him, I'm calling the guy, right? So I got the guy information, got the number. Good brother, has a homestead, has a farm. He's doing his thing, man. Good brother, right? Like knowledgeable brother. But he told me, he said, Larry, man, I'm trying to do these videos and everything like you doing, right? I said, okay. I said, you trying to do videos like I'm doing, right? I said, okay. First thing I did, went to his page. I said, but the last video you posted was 8 days ago. I post 2-3 times a day on more than one page. I have a YouTube, an Instagram, 2 Facebook pages. I don't even post on TikTok like I used to, but I do throw some up there, right? I got multiple YouTube pages. So if you want me to walk with you on some content stuff, I need to see that kind of work because I'm busy. You see what I'm saying? So, and it's just not for me. If you want to speak to somebody like Tyler Perry and you write plays, this man need to see you already putting that stuff in motion, not waiting on him to hand you the opportunity. You know, you have to literally get out here and start making your own motion, getting your own motions. It's Country Wayne. Country Wayne is the perfect example. Country Wayne didn't wait on anybody to give him opportunity. Country Wayne picked up his camera, his phones, and started recording, started creating on his own, and took off. He took off. So we're in an era now, guys, where you don't need permission. You don't need mentorship. You don't. Not like it was back in the day. Social media can mentor you. You can find people on social media who can mentor you without ever even speaking to them. I got this guy I follow on YouTube by his goats, right? I don't know the guy. Um, I mean, I'm just using his information. I take the information and apply it to my situation and see how it works. So that's what I've been doing. And that's the same with you. Whatever it is you want to do. We not in the era no more where we gotta wait on somebody to open the door. Now, everybody talking about gatekeep. Man, ain't no such thing as gatekeeping anymore, guys. It's so much information out here now. You can open up a AI, chat, Claude, whatever, Gemini, Perplexity, whatever your flavor is, right? And just ask it the question that you want to know. And it's going to tell you more detail, more structured, and it's going to give you all the different caveats, meaning the failure points or anything more than me or more than anybody else. So this idea that you need somebody to print something out for you or to give you the step by step, that's a flawed way of thinking. Not right now. Right now, that's a flawed way of thinking. There is too much information available to all of us out here now, guys. Too much. I mean it, man. These kids are bypassing adults right now because the adults are still operating under the premises of the old school. Y'all remember how we grew up, all of us back in the day, how we grew up? You got to be blessed with the knowledge, right? Somebody got to bless you with it, boy. Then, they bring you into the circle and then it's not like that anymore. Okay? You don't have to wait anymore. If you want a hair product line business, go to Chat GTP and ask it, Chat, I want to start a hair product line business. What steps should I take? Blah, 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 blah. And it'll tell you exactly what you need to do. Now, if you don't do nothing, because that's what I believe that the whole differentiating point is. It's the people that do. They say, okay, knowing the path and walking the path is two separate things. You got people who know it. They can talk about it. They can communicate it, but they never walk it. I always say knowledge without implication is only information. Knowledge without implication is only information. Meaning that if you go to school 10 years and learn how to do brain surgery, that's great. But it don't become powerful until you start opening up people's heads and working on their brain. So if you go to school 10 years, you get certified in brain surgery. They give you a degree. They say this, that, and the third. You certified, but then you become a mechanic. All the information that you gain for those 10 years is virtually useless. It's nothing. I'm not gonna say useless. It's not serving any purpose. So it's just information. They say knowledge is power. No, it's not. Applied knowledge is power, y'all. Just knowing something don't make you powerful. When you start using what you know, that's what make you powerful, right? So you can know how to rebuild a motor, but if you washing dishes, rebuilding a motor, how that's gonna help you? You can know how to rebuild a car from the scratch. You can know how to bake cakes. If you know how to bake cakes, but you out delivering newspapers, the baking cake portion don't serve you no issue. Don't serve you no nothing in your current situation. So for me, I want to help you, but I realize that people are still operating under this ideal like we back in 1996. We're not back in 1996, y'all. We not in 2006. We're not in 2016. We're not in 2020, guys. We're in 2026 where they got these tools out here, whether it being social media, YouTube. They got all kind of courses people are selling. They got all kind of AI platforms. Guys, we have an abundance of information, an abundance, right? I say, I say yes to projects. I got a data services business. I say yes to projects that I normally wouldn't say yes to, all because now I have some tools that I can use to ask questions. I got tools. I just say, show me how to do it. You get what I'm saying? And I'm able to get business now because of that. Now, the drawback is other people can do it too. So back in the day, when I was the only one making the money off of certain things, now I could tell that money kind of slowing up a little bit because they figuring it out too now. So guess what we do? They say poor is the mouse that only have one hole. So what I've learned is this. I'm finna switch it up on you now. What I've learned is this. When one thing is not working, because the information is there, you could jump into something else easy. Back in the 90s, back in the early 2000s, you had to sink with the ship if you didn't know, because that meant you had to uproot yourself, go to a school, get get a degree or get a cert in something. And it may take you 4 years, it may take you 4 months to get it, right? And it takes time. So people were scared of that change. Now, man, you don't need all that. You don't have to do that. You could become an expert in something, man, at home, in front of you, using this. You can become an expert at something. You get it? So what I'm doing now, and what I'm telling all y'all, man, all my people, listen, the information is there. If what you're doing is not working, shift, man. Going on to something else. I did this series a long time ago, man, called You Need a Hustle. And I used to post these videos every single day. Um, I'm gonna answer that question right there, William, because I know what I see the spirit behind me. So I'm gonna ask William asked me, have I learned humility? If so, explain that journey. The spirit behind it, I'm gonna check it, but I understand why. I understand why you need to hear this. But I did this every single day, and I was putting it out there, putting it out there, putting it out there, and nobody was watching it. Nobody was watching it. Now I'm realizing all that information I was saying was prophetic. It was prophetic. I was speaking to today. Because if the people were listening to me when I was saying it then a lot of them would be in better positions today. Because what I was saying then, it applies to today. Because so many people are losing their jobs. You got educated people can't find work right now. You got people with you got people who went to college 4 or 5 years that's in trade schools now. And that's what everybody should be looking at. If you physically able to do it and you still young, got your mobility, you should look into possibly getting a trade if you want to change fields, right? So I was speaking to that then. You get what I'm saying? And that applies for now. It does. But I'm gonna show you. This guy said, have I ever learned humility? Let me tell you something. And I'm gonna give you some real knowledge. Sincerely. Never judge a book by its cover. Never judge a book by its cover. I've been through some tragic stuff, man. Tragedy. Like serious tragedy. And we talking about from homeless on up. I found my mama dead when I was 12, shot in the head. Her husband killed her and killed himself. Said if he can't have her, nobody can have her, right? From that point, I went from living in my home with my mama and her husband, and I went and stayed with my daddy. It didn't work out with my daddy. Went and stayed with family members, and they all put me out, whatever. And I ended up being homeless, right? And I used to wake up in the morning and I used to have to steal food to eat when I was 15, 16 years old. I learned how to hustle when I was 15, 16 years old, not because it was exciting, because I had to figure out something to do to make money, right? So that whole journey, I was humble, had to be, because I was dusty and disgusted, man, broke, but I still was able to hold my head up. And the reason why I want y'all, for all my people who listening to this, the reason why we can't allow people to try to pull us down is because of this. They confuse your confidence with arrogance. So anybody you see people shouting out, you got to be humble. That's a person who's confusing the confident part of you with arrogance, because it offends their spirit. It offends that spirit in them because they lack confidence in their lives. So when I start talking, the people who are not confident, they get offended because they think all of us are supposed to walk down like this. You see what I'm saying? So I went through a rough patch and rough period in my life, right? And got my life back on track after prison and jail and everything. Got my life back on track. And I mean, when I say we've been down to the bottom and came back up, got my life back on track, started doing well, working well, did good. Then we're gonna fast forward to 21. Lost my daughter, right? Got my life going on track. Every time I started getting up and I started getting puffed up, God always made sure he knocked me back down. Don't get too beside yourself, right? Because even in those moments, I saw myself, when I look back, getting a little puffed up. So he's always knocked me back down. And I'm talking about broke down, crying, snot running out my nose down. I ain't talking about this play stuff. We talking about the real pain, like the real pain, the real, not the play pain. So everything fine. We going good. We start getting everything back on track, right? Move down here. Everything good, man. Business is booming. Everything fine. 2023 hit. Business slump. Tank. Went broke. If y'all saw that video when I posted when they was repoing my tractor, I made sure I showed that. So for this guy William right here, who I kind of feel like my confidence is bothering your spirit, but I'm not arrogant. Go watch some of my videos. You'll get a chance to see. I showed my tractor getting repoed to all my followers. I didn't have to do that. But the reason why I wanted to do that is because I wanted y'all to see that I'm no different than you. I'm no better than you. Don't think because I got this microphone and this camera, I'm better. No, I'm not better. And I don't feel I'm better. Okay. But I know who I am. And you would never confuse me about that. So back in the day, I used to give freely of myself to people who didn't value me. They didn't value what I was giving. So I stopped valuing me. I felt like I wasn't cut out to do what I'm supposed to do, because I was taking my pearls and casting them before swine, right? I was throwing the knowledge that I had and all the gifting and the talent that I had before the swine, before the pigs. So that'll cause you to not value you, because you're not in a place where you being valued. You get what I'm saying? They say, somebody talked about bottled water is $20 in one place, $10 in the other, $5 in the other, right? And somebody said that it's not the water that changed, it's the location that changed. You get what I'm saying? So if you are an individual and you're in a situation and you're around individuals and around people who don't value you, leave. If you, let's say a pastor, right? You got a church and you're trying to preach and you're trying to minister and you're trying to bring the people up, and they're not valuing you. They comparing you to the big pastor. They telling you his sermons, and you up there pouring your heart out to these people, trying to help these people, right? And they won't help, they won't pour in. I mean, you really genuinely care. Listen, leave. Find you a new group of people, whether you got to pick up a microphone and get on a camera. Leave, man. Go where you are truly valued. I say appreciated and not tolerated. Don't stick around in circumstances and situations trying to build up people who don't see value in you. But you're wasting your time, and that's your precious gift. God gave you that time. Every day we wake up and we have a new opportunity. That's a gift. You get what I'm saying? So I want to share that with you, because I think we have a lack of confidence in our country, and it's on purpose. It's on purpose, where people struggle with confidence. They don't make other men are intimidated by another man's confidence. Yeah, you see a man and they want to try to knock you down a peg. That's what they want to do. They want to knock you down to try to lower you to them. I ain't going. I'm not going. The reason why I'm not going because I know who I am. God has already shown me who I am. So you would never get me to doubt that. Ever. Ever. You know? So, and that's the encouragement that I have for everybody. You know, when you see me and you see me talking, I want you to go find some of my old videos. I want you to scroll all the way down on my page. Go to my YouTube page, the Larry B. Junior YouTube page. It's 4 views on some of those videos. It's no views on some of those videos. I'm up there struggling, trying to talk. Now, all of a sudden, I've been doing something a long period of time and have gotten really good at it, or I'm okay. And now people paying attention, but everybody don't nobody know about them 10 years of posting. Like I'm telling you, I've been posting for so long, you know. Absolutely, man. So I just want you to remember that, man. I want y'all, everybody to remember that. Don't go where you being accepted, you know. Don't go where you just being people just like you nothing. There are people somewhere that will value you. You hear me? Now it may not be where you at right now. And what you have to do is you have to make your mind up that I'm going to go where I'm needed and valued and appreciated. And I'm not talking about the people who just value us because we got money and we have things. Don't confuse need with value. Because they need you don't mean they value you, guys. Okay? Somebody can need you, but as soon as they don't need you no more, they ain't studying you. Value means I want to be in your presence. I appreciate your knowledge. I appreciate you as a human, not what you bring to the table. I just appreciate you. I appreciate that your knowledge. I appreciate your insight. That's value. They want to be around you on a cold Tuesday. It don't have to be a sunny Saturday. You get what I'm saying? They want to be around you on a foggy day. It don't have to be a good shiny day outside for them to want to be around you. They want to be around you when you don't have nothing and they don't have nothing. They just want to be around you. They want to listen to the knowledge that you have, that your knowledge that you're sharing, you know? So don't confuse need with value, because a lot of us end up in situations with people who need us at the current moment. And then we get offended when they don't need us any longer and they switch up. I've done it so many times. I'm talking about being with people, helping, walking through situations, um, all while they struggling and all while they going through, all while they trying to, I'm right there helping them. Me and my wife trying to carry them through. Soon as they get everything going on, they taking vacations and everything. Boy, we ain't heard from them. For real. I got friends right now. I got one particular friend right now. Um, when he was hurting. I end up getting him a job at the company I work for. They didn't make no lot of money, but some money beat nothing. I always say anything beat a blank, right? So I remember I end up getting him a job. I was like, okay, I want to talk to the people at my job and say, let's see if we can get him a job. I talked him up, got him in there, got him to make some money. You know, he probably ended up with 2 or 3 paychecks. And then he dipped on. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't no problem. But I helped him in his current situation. Boy, I can't even get him on the phone. Right? I called him probably about it's been a couple months ago, a few months ago. I called him. He's so busy. Man, I'm gonna call you back, man. I'll call you tomorrow. Never heard from him since. You get what I'm saying? So he didn't value me. He needed me in that current junction. You're right. And I'm fine with that. And it don't hurt my heart at all. I just understand what type of person that is. That's a person that they call them opportunists. They float from people to people and they use people in their current situation. So whatever their current need is, they'll find a group of people that they can help them in their current need. So you may be dealing with people right like that in your life right now. All right. But do not confuse that. I'm telling you, that's one of the most valuable lessons that I have learned in my life, that a person can need you today, but if they don't need you tomorrow, they'll change all the way up on you. They didn't truly like you. They didn't like you. They didn't. They didn't appreciate you. Let them get some money in their pocket. So watch how they change on you. You hear me? Let them get some paper in their pocket. Yeah. Let them get that new car. Yeah. Let them get their own stuff and watch how they do. Oh, yeah. And tax return hit, why they started talking puffed up and everything. You're like, man, I was there. Y'all needed groceries. I was there trying to, oh, yeah. So go find the people that's truly for you, that was sent to you, Don't keep trying to force these situations with these people who don't really, yeah, I mean, for real. And we see it in our families. We see it in our own children. We see it in our spouses, man. Right? We see it in our own children where you have given and helped and given and given and given them and help them and tried your best to pull them up, pull them up, put them up just to have them switch on you, you know? So I just I just want you guys to understand that because we have a lack of confidence in this country. We've been beat down as a people. Like the people in this country don't seem to be confident any longer. The men don't seem to be confident. Like when I do stuff, it's always some dude saying, man, you be careful. I understand what you're saying, but also realize, man, hey, I'm not doing no dumb stuff. You just reading part of it. So if I show you something and you looking at pieces and pieces of it, don't jump to no conclusion talking about, hey man, you need to be this and be that. What's up, honey? Which stand, babe? I don't my stand. Hold on, my wife in here. She coming to get my stand, guys. My stand over there somewhere, but I don't have your stand, baby. Yeah, I don't. But yeah, so yeah, she walking in here to get the thing, man. But yeah, man, go where you are values, guys. Go where you value. Okay. If you're trying to do something and that's your goal, that's your push, that's your actual driving point. All right, man. Listen, go first and foremost, develop your message, refine your message. You got to figure out what you have to say. You know, open your mouth and saying something of value is two different things. You got a lot of people talking, but they're not saying any value, right? So, open, you know, you got to refine your message. Gene said the number one enemy of black men is fear. I think every man is fear, my friend. Every man, not just black men, every man in our country. Yeah. Except the ones they was raised a certain way. They was raised not to be afraid. But I think so. You got to ask yourself, why? What is the advantage of having a country full of uncertain, ill, non-confident men, like not confident men? What is the value of that? I would think that the goal would be to make them confident, you know, to push them into confidence. I would feel like that would be the goal, but that's not the goal. That's not the goal. Like you see the women more dominant. You do. You see the women figuring stuff out. They just doing stuff. Dominant. Like for real. And the men are stuck, don't know where to go because they've been pumped full of fear. That man ain't lazy. That man's scared. He ain't lazy. He's scared of everything. He's scared. He's scared, man. He won't go. I think laziness and procrastination is a sign of fear. For real. And it's easier for him not to do nothing than to fail at something. You know, the one thing that I can tell you 100% is when people are scared to fail, they ain't gonna try nothing. They'll never try anything. So that's the big thing. Scared to fail, scared to look stupid. Like, man, don't want nobody to laugh at them. Don't want, you know, if you ever think a baby don't care. A baby will fall flat on its face, dust itself off, get up and keep it moving. But that's not how we are as people. We scared. We don't want to be judged by our peers. We're fearful. We don't want to be looked at. But who is they? They say, you know? Yeah, man. That so when you finally reach that breaking point, that's a stronghold. That's a stronghold in your productivity. That's a stronghold in your growth. Worrying about what people have to say, just focusing on the opinions. You are bound, not you, but if this is you, are bound by the opinions of others. You are bound by the opinion. I say today, you want to break that. You want to say right now, I'm God, give me the ability to be unbound by the opinions of others. I don't. So some people say they don't care what people say, but they truly do. They truly do. Yeah, they truly do. That's why you are gonna see me fail, you're gonna see me flop, and you're gonna see me win. I don't only show you the highlights. You know, it's look, anybody can show you they highlight reel, right? But show me your failures that got you to the highlights because most of the time it took 10 failures to get one win. Y'all know what I'm talking about? So all my people who done been doing anything, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. It take 10 failures to get one win, because the failure wasn't a destination. It was a learning point, man. Failure is not a destination. That's the point where I'm learning how to refine and do better. So what I did didn't work, so I kept doing and I got better, right? And when you got people that don't want to even show you their failures, they only showing you their highlight reels. So that's the danger of social media. The danger of social media is some of you guys are following people who wouldn't dare show you that they messed up on this. They wouldn't dare show you that they animals died. They wouldn't dare show you that they tractor got repoed. They'll whisper, but they wouldn't dare show you. Me, I truly don't care. I really don't care about what people have to say, because my mission, I understand who I am, man. I know what God is using me to do. Like, this the thing, man. I know what God is using me for. I don't know about y'all, but I know what He using me for. You know, God wants His people to have hope. And there's so many things in our society that's taking the hope away from God's people. That I'm gonna tell you, I know what God using me for, if you want to know. So it's so many things that's taking the hope away from God's people. People trying to move forward, and they trying to start a business, and the tax man coming to collect. They can't get funding for this. They want to not do this, and they don't have any support, and their health and everything is bad. So people don't have hope because we believe in the wrong source. Remember, when you believe in the true source, then you have hope. So what God want to show you through my life is, if I can take this joker here who ain't what, look, 20 years ago, y'all wouldn't even want to talk to me. Nah, I'm gonna say a little bit longer. It's been a little bit longer than 20 years, because we're in 26. I got out of prison in 04. So let's say 22 years, I was still in prison. Most of y'all won't even want to talk to me. So if this the Lord, if I can take this dude who was nothing and nobody 25 years ago, we talking about the type of person that we overlook, right? Family don't care nothing about. I didn't get letters. My grandmama made sure I was straight. That's why I'm making sure she's straight, because I love her, because I know she truly loved me. My sisters will send me something, but everybody I knew abandoned me. That's what's the expectation for me, because I was nothing. In my opinion, I was nobody. I fell again. And the only way I can get them to like me and love me again is I can make money. When I get back up on my feet, they'll be back. That was my ideal. But now God is actually using the broken, the once downtrodden, to actually give the people who don't have anywhere its worst background hope. Hope, guys. That's what God used me for. So when people say, Larry, you inspire me, I'm doing my assignment. I'm on my assignment, guys. While I'm on this earth, I'm gonna be used in that capacity. So all that stuff that I was taking through, that I went through, even when I took myself through, wasn't for my growth and development. It was for you. It was for you to see what God can do with somebody who don't have education. I don't have any formal education. I can never finish college. Every time I got such an issue with authority, man, that if you cannot explain simple stuff to me, I don't want to listen to you any longer. Like, if you overly complicate the simple, I'm done with you. My last professor, man, I told him, I said, look, I was making good money, man. My business was doing well. I got mad at the man because he making simple stuff overly complicated. And that's what a lot of confused people in their mind do. They make simple things complicated. Like, bro, we ain't got to do 5 of these. Why we just don't do 2? And keep it moving. So I end up falling out with him. I said, I'm done with this. I ain't wasting no more time with this, because I don't have time for that, right? So I'm not educated. I'm not overly educated. Well, not in the traditional sense. I have educated myself, read a ton of books, joined these little courses. I immerse myself in knowledge, right? I love Harry Potter. I listen to Harry Potter series. I'm a Harry Potter fanatic. Doggone, my daughter-in-law just gave me another book series that I'm listening to. I've read it, listened through it. Like, I like to read. I love that stuff. But God can use somebody like me to inspire thousands. You get what I'm saying? So thousands watch my page, right? I have 400 some thousand on Facebook, one page. The other page, I got 15,000. My TikTok, I got like 40 some thousand. YouTube, we got like 16,000, 17,000 on one page. I got like 2,000 other. Like Instagram moving. So I'm at about 70, 72K on Instagram. So all these people are listening to me and they're using my example as inspiration and hope. So that's my assignment. So I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on my assignment. You hear what I'm saying? So that's what I'm on. So when you see me in front of the microphone, you see me in front of the camera, you see me doing all this stuff, that's my assignment. And I figured it out. And when we operate within that, that's when prosperity comes. Prosperity don't just come when we giving money or when we talking a certain way or when we do. No, when we operating within side of our God-given purpose, doors open. They shut and they open. But when it shut, it's because it's something in that moment that God needs for his people. He need to use in that moment to help his people. That's it. So that's what I do. That's what I do. So I wake up and I pull these cameras out for that purpose and purpose alone. You got to give God's people hope. I'm not on here just to talk. You hear what I'm saying? So that's why I do that. So when you saw me lose my tractor, it's to give you hope. When y'all see any kind of down stuff, that I don't have a problem. I'm not telling y'all about my daughter for sympathy. You know, that's not gonna fix it. She'll never be back. I'm telling y'all about my daughter because some of y'all are dealing with that and have dealt with that or going to deal with that, right? The death of somebody you truly love. And you're gonna need some inspiration to make it through. And I've had so many people tell me, Larry, man, I'm going through this, man. And man, I find your content so great because I know exactly what you went through and to see where you at right now. So in that moment, I was able to help assist the Lord and to pull his people out of depression, to pull them out of hopelessness. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing, man. I'm walking in that purpose. That's it. You have a desire. So I'm gonna tell you something. And listen, you have a desire to do something, but the way God gonna do it may not be the way you want to do it. So you're trying to do it one way and it ain't working. It's not working because the purpose is there, but the methodology he gonna have to use, it's gonna be his methods. The purpose is exactly what you should be doing, but it's a methodology that's gonna have to shift. You get what I'm saying? That the way you going about trying to do it is gonna have to refine. It's gonna change. You know, like I said, if you go down and look at my videos, man, I got thousands of videos of me talking about this, talking about that, trying to give people guidance and hope and talking about this. Nobody watched them. Nobody watched them. Nobody watched them. But just as soon as I started opening it up and being transparent and showing people, because people are going through this, right? Showing people. And then they yeah. So that's one of the things, one of the things that I do, you know, that's one of the things I'm serious about. I am. I pull these things out. This is one of the greatest devices ever created. Mankind. This is not a phone, guys. This is not a phone. This is a studio. This is my studio. I have two of them. One of them 1 terabyte, one of them 2 terabytes. And I pull them out and I record. I use them. I capture moments. I do long form content. All on my phones. Now I have GoPros. I have all these different cameras that I use, but that's what I do. Tim Jones said, you are one good dude. Man, look at you, titles and position. He said, people look at titles and position as people that made it. I love how you and your family live life under God's umbrella. Keep it up, confidence over arrogance all day. Listen, that's all I have, Tim. That's all I have, bro. I don't have anything else. I don't have a rich uncle. You get what I'm saying? I'm standing in the breakthrough. I'm standing in the blessing. That's all I have. Faith, confidence, and the work that God has already done, and the patience to wait on him to continue doing whatever it is he's gonna do. That's it. I got faith and confidence. And where I get this faith and confidence from, I got the resume. He's already done it. You know, I don't have to question. You know, all I had to do when they say when I look back over my life, yeah. So I'm standing in it. You know, that's all I have. That's all I have, my friend. And that's why I do what I do, like for real, because I know that. I know That's my everything. That's my source, right? And I won't be deviated from it. And I'm gonna walk in that purpose. I am. And my head is held high because I know who I belong to and I know what my assignment is. For real. Makes sense. And you too. You too. Yeah. But in order for you to reach this place, there's a shifting that has to happen within your spirit. Your confidence has to be built up. It does. Your confidence. And building your confidence is not an overnight thing. I remember I grew up in a family full of people that made you feel stupid. Can some of y'all relate to that? I grew up in a family with people who did their best to make you feel stupid. They wanted to make you feel stupid. If you open your mouth, they make you feel, and you can know what you're talking about. My family, this is how my family works. We got people in my family that don't know nothing and ain't did nothing but know everything. Everybody listening to this person, all the young people listening to this person. I'm saying to myself, like, what? This joker ain't did nothing. Y'all listening to this, right? So I came up under that system right there, where the goal was to beat you down. And I don't know why these people do that, but I think they do it to make themselves feel better, right? So to beat you down, to keep you humble and not humble, but broken. Because humility is one thing, but brokenness is another. So never forget that. Like, I'm walking down. How can God use you? You walking around like him. Everywhere you go, you can't even hold your head up. You won't even speak up because you scared. I'm dumb. You got a wealth of knowledge sitting right there in that first pew, but you won't say anything. Sitting right there in front of the class, we got a wealth of knowledge sitting there, but you got an individual that's bound by the opinions of others and refuse to open their mouth. So guess what? They say the cemetery is the most valuable place in human history because out there is nothing but potential and lost potential and it's a gold mine, just all this stuff just out there laying out there. People who will refuse to open their mouth, people who chased addictions instead of chasing other stuff that they supposed to be building monuments. They supposed to be out here doing, but they was getting high and they couldn't get past their addiction. They couldn't get past their drinking, or they want to chase women or men, or you got people who are afraid to open their mouth because they bound by the opinions of others. They won't say anything. They scared. They scared, right? Talented people, smart people, you know? Yeah. So the first step of breaking free, you got to feel some pain. You do. You have to feel it. You got to be laughed at. They have to laugh at you. They have to make a fool out of you because in that pain, there is a breaking. All right. So that breaking has to happen. And that's the part that so many people are trying to avoid, the breaking. There's a breaking. When that breaking happens, right? That means it's breaking the old you. And you're going to be mended back together, but it's going to be a new version of you that's going to be mended back together. But in order for that new you to be built, the old you must be broken. So what we do, we open our mouths and we get laughed at and we get criticized, right? And we get broken. Then what has to happen is we stick with whatever it is we're doing. Then we get rebuilt. That's the new wine in the new wine skins. They say you can't pour new wine in old wine skins, right? So that's the new wine being put in the new wine skins. But it's a breaking that has to happen, right? So the only way you can reach that point is to actively start. You have to do whatever it is you doing. It ain't gonna be perfect and it ain't gonna be pretty. Let me say that. It ain't gonna be perfect and it's not going to be pretty. My stuff is not perfect. Don't listen, man. Do not idolize my stuff, man. Like I'm telling you, man. Please don't put me on no pedestal like I'm some kind of rocket scientist. I'm not no rocket scientist. I am just a dude that wake up every day fulfilling the purpose that God has placed on his life. I'm learning trial by error. I'm learning from my mistakes. I'm learning from other people as well. But I'm not afraid to fail. They say fail often, fail fast, and fail forward. Fail as many times as you can because failure is not a destination. We were tricked into believing that failure was a place. It's not a place. It's an experience. All right. So fail often, fail fast. Get it over with. Don't stay stuck in it. Get it over with. Do it many times you possibly can. Fail fast and then fail forward. Forward means that you're learning from your failure. So you're growing from your failures. They tricked us into believing when we was in school and we stood up in front of the class and we couldn't pronounce them words, and they laughed at us and they made us stop. That bothers your spirit, right? That it bothers your spirit when somebody's laughing at you. You get what I'm saying? It'll break you. It will. But I can tell you today that brokenness is for a purpose. Brokenness is never for no reason alone. It's a reason in the brokenness, guys. There's a reason. That pain that you feel, it's gonna be a reason in that. That humility, that when they humiliate you, that means they laugh at you. They say the number one fear is public speaking. Standing in front of a stage full of people staring at you. And you done put together a perfect presentation and nobody is moved by it. And it hurts your feeling and it hurts your spirit. And you say, I ain't never doing it again. But God said, you have to get up there and do it again. I'm going to make you better. And I'm going to give you the words to say. But before I give you the words to say, I got to give you the actual testimony to back it up. See, words without testimonies aren't powerful. The reason why so many people listen to me is because I have a verifiable testimony that you can actually search and seek. You got so many people that don't even have experience that giving people directions. Like this man or woman has never been there. They say the difference between a travel agent and they say it's a travel agent and a what's the one? That's the one, a travel guide. So you have a travel agent and a travel guide. All right. This the two difference, right? A travel agent can sell you the vacation. They can sell you the trip. They can talk all about the trip. They can get you a fairly good price on that trip. But a travel guide is a individual that's been there before, right? So they can tell you the best places to eat at. They can say not only sell you the dream, but they can say, let me show you. I can tell you where you can get the best jerk on the island at, guys. When you get here, look, when you want to make a right down on, but the travel agent say, I heard. All my clients love this place, right? So make sure the message is coming from a proverbial tour guide, a person that's literally been through some stuff. We got enough people that the only thing they've done is hone their message. They've gotten their message good and that they're theatrical, right? They're actors. They're in a stage and they know how to get emotions out of you. And if that's your thing, that's your thing. But there's a difference between somebody who been through some things than somebody who just talking about some stuff, for real. So the reason why I don't waste my time is because I actually care about you. I do. I'm not going to scam you because I know what it feels like to be scammed. I'm not going to steal anything from you because I know what it feels like to be stolen from, And also, I know this is not popular conversation today in this time. I know this is not popular. Let me say this. And I'm going to say this, but I still know it's not popular. I literally am afraid of the Lord. All right. I know the fear of the Lord is not a big thing no more. Right. We in a time where nobody fears the Lord no more. Right. That's the old time and stuff. The young people don't fear the Lord no more. They got this thing called reconstruction now, where they trying to get rid of all the stuff that they don't believe in and rebuild up their own form of whatever based on the things they choose to believe in. There's no obedience. There is no fear of God, right? I truly do, man. I absolutely do. I don't want the Lord to be mad at me. You know what I mean? So I say the Lord's Prayer every night. I say a regular prayer, then I say a Lord's Prayer. Forgive me my trespass as I forgive those who trespass against, they say us, but I say me. So that means I'm asking for something, but it's an assignment attached to it. I can't ask for forgiveness if I ain't giving it. You see what I'm saying? So I truly Truly, truly believe that, right? So I know that ain't popular though. That ain't popular. That's the narrow path now. Fear of the Lord is beginning of all wisdom, all knowledge, the fear of God, right? So that's why I, I'm not gonna scam you. I'm not gonna steal from you because I fear the Lord. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. I don't care how up you are today. Listen to me. You better reverence and fear God at all points, right? And I know this ain't popular, but let me tell you something. Listen to me. Things can change just like this. You could get a call right now that'll change everything. I don't know if you ever experienced that, but I have. I'll never forget the day when they called me about my daughter. We was having a good day, regular day. I think I might have had me a bill too. Good day, smiling, kicking it. I get a call, and I never forget. It was Vaughn. Vaughn is my daughter's grandmama, Vaughnie. She said, Larry, 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 Larry. I said, what's up? She said, KVD been shot. I said, KVD been shot. I'm thinking she okay. Like, who shot her? We don't know. You need to come down here. And I'm just driving down there, and she said it ain't good. I said, okay, I'm thinking she got shot in the chest. Maybe she gonna pull through. We go down and pray for her. I walked in the room, knew it. I said, oh my God. My granddaddy Norman came down there. He done seen a few things. He done experienced some pain in his life. He walked in. I'll never forget. And it's a believer now. It's a man of faith, man. This is not a disbeliever. He looked at me, put his arm on my shoulder, and said, you got to let her go. That's what he said. He said, you have to let her go. And at that point, I couldn't see letting her go. Like, it wasn't no letting her go. We were fighting. And then I remember the doctors coming in there when they found out I was her dad, because nobody told her them. It was a lot of people there. It was chaotic, man. Like, people were sitting out in the waiting room. It was crazy, man. It was a big thing. So I'm sitting there, and the nurse looked at me and said, if you don't mind me asking, who are you? I said, this is my daughter. She said, you're her dad. I said, yeah. She said, has the doctor spoken to you? I said, no. She said, I'm going to go get him. I said, okay. He came back in and looked at me. He said, I didn't know you were her dad. I didn't. She said, I spoke to the mom, but I just want to tell you what's going on. And he told me what was going on. He said, your daughter came in. She had been shot in the head. He said, she got shot in the head with a big bullet. It's a big bullet in her head. And because of the trauma, her brain is swelling. And it's nothing really we can do. We can try to relieve the pressure on her skull to let the swelling of her brain, it's an injury, to let the swelling release. He said, but I've done this a lot. He said, I do this a lot. I do this every day. He said, man, the best thing I could tell you to do right now is try to make her comfortable. He said, because we don't have her on pain meds right now because we're trying to see if she'll respond to anything we're doing. I said, okay. So I'm trying to digest this. And her head was wrapped up. She swole, man. Swole. Don't look like my baby at all. He said, I'll never forget this. This is the most graphic stuff that man said. This is what this man said. It's the doctor. He looked at me. He said, you see that stuff? Because she had a bandage. They was coming in changing her wrap on her head. We'll have to leave out there, come in and change the wrap on her head. The doctor said, you see that stuff on that bandage right there that keep leaking out? I said, yeah. He said, that's her brain, man. I said, oh my God. That was it. I said, oh my God. He said, her brain is swelling, man. She got a hole right here. And her brain is swelling. It's injured. And it's leaking out, man. So when I heard that, I remember being dumbfounded. Like, like a zombie, like sitting there, like, cause all the while I'm there, I'm holding her hand, she moving, I'm trying to like they explain different things to me about how the body reacts. I'm like, man, she gonna wake up. He said, I just want to tell you the truth. He said, you're a man. I'm telling you straight up. This is what's going on. He said, miracles do happen, but this is what's going on. So the family, her other side of the family coming in, we moving her. We taking her to Grady. We was at Atlanta Medical. We taking her to Grady. And I'm so blessed to have a daughter-in-law that's an ICU nurse. So my son married an ICU nurse. I got 2 daughter-in-laws who nurses, right? 3. I got 3 daughter-in-laws who nurses now. But this one particular one, Mizan, shout out to Mizan, man. Her name Mizan Brown now. But it's my daughter-in-law. She talked to my son. And my daughter-in-law was an ICU nurse over at Grady. We was at Atlanta Medical Center, right? She talked to Quay, my son, and she told them, don't move her. The doctor came in again, because they out there, we gonna move her. She gotta leave here. The doctor came in and looked at me again. He said, I'm gonna tell you this, and maybe you could communicate that to them. He said, because they talking about y'all want to move her. He said, y'all can move her. He said, y'all can. But her brain gonna leak out. I said, really? He said, listen, you see right there, all that stuff leaking out, that's her brain, man. He said, we're keeping her still and that head compact. When we start moving her, it's gonna leak out more. That was it for me. That was it for me. I talked to Quay, my son. I talked him to Quay. I said, Quay, this what the man just told me. He said, okay. And I had to decide to pull her off that machine to see if she was gonna make it. So in my lifetime, I've pulled 2 people off the machine. I pulled my dad off and I pulled my daughter off. All right. So when you talk about pain, I watched both of them take their last breath. I watched my daddy take his last breath, and I watched my daughter take her last breath. And I found my mama dead. It's a dude shot my mama in her head. You hear what I'm saying? Same way my daughter died, my mama died. So I had to make that choice and decision to take KVD off that machine. And I remember sitting there, and I had to. I said, we got to. And it was a little pushback. They didn't want to do it. And that's why Quay stood tall with me in there. Quay did. Quay stood tall with me in there. He did, man. That boy stood tall with me. Cause I know he was hurting too. Both of them were hurting. I done cried so much, boy, I couldn't cry no more. You hear what I'm saying? He was a little stoic, but he cried. But he was trying to be strong. He said, we got to. We took off. When we took off, she breathed on her own for a little while. I went home. We had been up for hours. I said, well, she was breathing. The doctor said, it's a waiting game now. The nurse came in there. I appreciate that young lady. If I ever see her again, I can't even remember her face. I wish I could see her again. I really do. Because she was a real one. She was a real one. She said she got young lungs and a young heart. They're going to beat for a while because they're young and they strong. I said, okay. So I went home. I said, let me go home, take a shower, get a little rest. We'll lay it down and try to come back in the morning. I mean, it's crazy. When I say it's crazy, y'all, I cannot communicate how crazy life was then. Between the media, I did interviews on every news channel in Atlanta. People calling me. I don't know how these folks are getting my number. It's crazy. Social media is crazy. I'm all on social media because I want to find out who did it. I go home, take a shower, about to lay it down. I mean, I done cried and looked at the wall. You ever cried and looked at the wall before? I don't know about you, but that's a cry. When you look at the wall, guys, and you're looking, just staring at the wall, just crying. Before I can go to sleep, my phone rung. It was the grandmama. She said, Larry, you need to come back. The mama said, she gone. That's what she said. She gone, Larry. She just left. She gone. I said, dang. While I'm on the phone, listen to me now. She gone, Larry. I dropped my head. Said, dang, I wanted to be there with her. Hold on, she back. She coming back, Larry. Hold on. She coming back. Wow, she back. You know, they excited. That right, girl, you fight. KVD, you fight. I'm on my way. Larry, you need to come on. I'm on my way. I told my wife, I said, let go. She back. When they called me, the machine had flatlined. While I'm on the phone, she back. You know, that was my girl now. Gave me pretty hell, but that was my girl right there. You know, she was crazy about some Larry, for real. But we fought. We fought, boy. But I think because we were so much alike, that's what I realize now. I can look back on her and see how much she was like me, you know. So I jump in the car, fly back down. I'm in Stone Mountain. I'm flying back down to Atlanta Medical Center. I get down there. We fall up in there. All the fanfare is done. The waiting room was packed when it first happened. When I say packed, I mean packed. Literally. The people coming up want to see her. People want to bring flowers. I mean, the security staff at the hospital, because she worked for Allied Security. The security staff at the hospital came down. I mean, it was crazy, man. They got security, man. 8, 9 securities coming up there to block people. They trying to get back in the back. It was crazy. I'm back there trying to keep the peace. Y'all need to relax. They're acting a fool. About to act a fool in the doggone ICU waiting room. They took because they won't let nobody else in. Because they keep fighting to get in. Everybody want to come in. Everybody want to see all the friends. You know, something happened, young people. So I come back. When I get back down there, ain't hardly nobody there. It's probably about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. We go in the back. She breathing on her own. This is no joke. And I don't know if y'all ever experienced nothing like this, but I ain't ashamed to admit this, okay? This is no joke. The Lord says she waiting on you. She waiting on you, man. I mean, I know she waiting on you, man. I reached over and grabbed her hand. The Quavers came in the room. I grabbed her hand and I said, it's okay, KVD. You can go. It's okay. That's what I said. I said, it's okay. You can go. So I'm holding her hand. And how my daddy died, this is the same way she died, because their heart rate started going up really, really high. Like, I don't know what that is, but they start going up really. My daddy did the same thing. It started going real high. Then it boom. That's what happened to her. So when I was holding her hand, because I had went through what I went through with my daddy, I witnessed his heart rate going up. I seen hers going up. I was watching it. It just kept going up. It kept going up. It kept going up. And I knew she about to go. It went up. Boom. Whee. She gone. I stood there and watched them pronounce her. Because, you know, they got to pronounce them when they die. And they pronounced her. They had to come in and do all these little tests, like her feet, rub some across her feet, open her eyes, put light in her eyes. They do a few things. And then they tell what time they died. They say that person died at blah, blah, blah. And then you have to make arrangement. They're going to take them down to the thing. They said they're going to take them to the morgue. And you got 3 days. And shout out to my buddy, Zach Ross, man, over at Riley Rucker Funeral Home over there off of County Road. I ain't know what to do. I was broken. I ain't know what to do. But because I had was over there one time. I did a service over there as a guy I knew passed away, and they wanted me to speak at the funeral. And I came in and I spoke at that funeral, and Zach was there. That's how me and Zach met each other. And I remember Zach said, "I can listen to you all day, man." So I ain't know what to do. So I called, and Zach used to buy computers from me during 2020 when I was hustling because he had a karate school. He had a karate school that he was doing over there off Lithonia Industrial Show, and that's how we got kind of tight. So when she passed, I think Zach called me. I think he called me and was like, "Hey man, let me know if you need my help." I said, "All right." So I called Zach. I said, "Man, I don't know what to do." He said, "Well, we got to go get her first. And then once I go get her, we'll bring her over here and then we'll determine what you want to do. Like if you want to do the funeral, we got to try to reconstruct her and everything." He said, "But let me go get her first, Larry." I said, "All right, cool." Zach went and got her. He went and got her for me. So he called me. He said, "Man, I got her over here. What your plans are?" I was like, "Man, I don't really like want everybody to see her like that. Like she didn't look like herself." And let me tell you why. Let me say this. The reason why I did not want everybody to see KVD like that is because when my mama got killed, the dude shot my mama in her head, through the back of her head, and it shattered this right here, right? It crushed this. My mama was light skinned, like way lighter than me. Like I'm talking about my oldest sister is like bright light, like straight up couple of shades from being white. That's how my mama was, right? But on her funeral, they did a real bad job of fixing her up. Her forehead had got blasted in. So they had to pack her forehead with some stuff and it was kind of sunken. So they took the wig and set her on her head like this. She laying in the casket all dark, don't look like herself. She's like a monster. She didn't look like herself. And that was the last visualization people got a chance to see of her. So I did not want that for KVD. I said, I don't want them to see her like that. So I told him I want her cremated. I don't want her cremated. I knew her. I did not. So when we celebrated KVD life, I didn't celebrate her life for nothing that she wouldn't have shown up to. So whatever I was gonna do in my mind, I said I wanted something that she will come to, right? That girl wouldn't have went to no funeral, like for real. That girl wasn't going to no funeral. She would have went, but she was just a trip. But long story long, because there wasn't no short. Long story long, all that right there is for me to help you. I'm being honest. It's for me to help you. That experience is one of the toughest experience I ever experienced, but it's no greater than what some of you have to go through or been through, right? So we have those shared experiences, so we kind of bond with each other a little bit. So when I speak to you, I'm speaking from a place of knowing, like the knowing, like this individual knows some things. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. Pain will teach you some things that comfort never can teach you. You hear me? Pain. Let me tell y'all something. There are some lessons within pain that it's a yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. So there's some lessons in the valley of the shadow of death that only you can learn when you go there. You have to go there. It's just like a sick person. A sick person can teach you about health. It's some things that sick people know, people who have been sick before and came out of it. Boy, some things that they know and things that they appreciate that a healthy person never. It's like a broke person, a person who lost all their money. They can appreciate certain things that people with money can't appreciate. You get what I'm saying? So we got those shared experience of pain. But let me say this. Let me say this for all y'all who going through. That is not our destination. That is not our stopping point. We're not supposed to stay there. Hear what I'm saying? The assignment is not to stay at that point. Okay? God is good in death and God is good in life. Okay? So that's not the point we supposed to stay. That's where we get stuck. They say depression is focusing on the past and anxiety is focusing on the future. All I can do is live within this moment right now, right? Be grateful, but also be useful to the Lord. I'm grateful, but I'm being useful right now. So we're not going to stay there. We're not staying in the death of my mom. We're not staying in the death of my dad. I saw both of them dead. You hear me? I found my mama dead in the bed. I pulled the plug on my dad. We pulled the plug on him. Had to hold him down twice. Like he almost died on me twice at two different events. And then my daughter. So those pain experiences is not where I'm supposed to stay. Right? That's not the destination. That's the building block. The building block to where we at today. So we're in a whole different place mentally and spiritually than where we were 20 years, 25 years, 30 years ago because of the things that we done been through. All of us, right? You too. Not just me, you. You've been through some stuff or you're getting ready to go through some stuff that you don't know you're about to go through. That you're about to go through. You hear me? You know, don't take everything being fine as being okay. That's why we pray. We pray God hold us, man. Protect us from the seen and unseen. Y'all hear me? From the seen and unseen dangers. Hold my mind. You know, shield me, guide me, protect me. You know, every day. That's my plea because I know at any moment I can get a phone call. I can get a diagnosis, right? People who live their life outside of that don't understand that. So there's no fear from God. They don't fear him. They fear the diagnosis. They fear everything, but they don't fear the Lord. They don't understand that the Lord is what's holding them. I know that. So when brother said, have you ever been humble? Oh boy, humbled. Listen, humbled. That ain't the word for it, boy. You know, pain or boy, break you all the way down. Somebody said their mom was a victim of a home fire. I pray for you. For real. I pray for you. Do what you can. They got a GoFundMe link in there. Do what you can. You know, that's what we did. Somebody told me, they said they wanted me to do a GoFundMe for my daughter, right? And this is what I said. They said, we want to do a GoFundMe for your daughter. I said, I ain't doing it. I'm not gonna do it. And this is not out of pride. This is not out of arrogance. But I'm her daddy, right? And it was my duty to ensure everything was gonna be seen out all the way through the end. As a man, I felt good about being able to see it all the way out. As a man, I did. You know, with my daddy, as a man, I was able to see it all the way out. Like, see it through. Zach again, over there at Riley Rucker. Now it wasn't Zach that time, it was another lady. They did my daddy. But I was right there, putting everything together for us the preparations and arrangements, you know, all that, you know. My granddad, I got a chance to see him all the way through. You know what I mean? But yeah, y'all. Yeah. Hold my mind, shield me, guide me. That right, Danielle. You definitely pray, Danielle. Shield me, guide me, protect me, hold me, Lord. Shield me from the seen and unseen danger. Don't be too proud. Don't be too prideful for that prayer right there. This for all y'all. You know, don't be too proudful for that prayer right there. That prayer right there, you need to ask the Lord, shield me, guide me, protect me from the seen and unseen, God. I'm grateful for my health, God. I'm grateful for you holding my family, Lord. You holding my children, my spouse. I'm grateful for it, Lord. Thank you. You know, like this something we done got so conditioned as people that the fear of the Lord. So as the people lose the fear of the Lord, God remove his hand. That's why the young people are dying early now. There's more. We got all these scientific breakdowns, right? All this stuff. But what it is the fear of the Lord is removed. God is removing his hands from the people because they don't fear him any longer. They don't fear him. You know, us. We don't fear him no more. I can live my life like I want to live my life. That's not real. Okay. I mean, you believe what you want to believe. But I know what my source is. I know what's holding me. All right. So that's my encouragement for everybody who will listen to me. Like, let me be a little bug in your ear. They say, wide is the path to destruction. Narrow is the path to our salvation. It's going to be narrow. So that means it ain't going to be many of us that take it. Because it ain't enough room anyway. There ain't enough room no way. You know? But that's where it all begins and ends with me. Okay, so when you see me do a video, I don't care whatever you see. I don't care if you see me fixing my truck. Understand, the beginning and the ending of everything I do is the fear of God. Walk in my purpose. I want to give God's people hope. I don't have to know. Let me say this, and I'm gonna let y'all go. All right, it's 10:59. I need to let y'all go. I don't have to know proper scripture to be of use to God. You don't have to go to seminary to be of use to God. See, that's where they started confusing everything. What they did was they took it back to the time before what they called a Reformation. That was a Reformation where the Catholic priests and everything felt like only the enlightened people, the people who was well taught, well learned in the scripture, could translate the word of God, could minister the word of God to people, right? That's what they felt. It was in a certain language. And then you had this movement, they call it Reformation, where they started translating it in different words, right? Where anybody can read it, you know. So I'm sorry, y'all, but we got almost back into that again. Well, the learned people, the so-called theologians, told the people of God that they had to go to school for 6 years to minister the word of God. The Bible is good, right? We want to minister the word, but they say we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the power of the word of our testimony. See, we already done overcame by the blood of the Lamb, but see, the word of our testimony is what you relate to. See, I can read "Thus is thou" in the King James version, and it just don't connect to your spirit. But when I tell you about the time that I prayed and prayed and prayed, and at the time this happened and that happened, and he had his hand and guided me through, and I could tell you about the outcome of how this happened and the protection and guiding him, shielding me in the middle of it, and I'm out here living any kind of way and didn't even care if I lived or die, and I couldn't even kill myself because God had his hands on me because of this moment right now. I was not allowed to kill myself 20, 30 years ago because of this moment today. You hear what I'm saying? That's the testimony that people can relate to. People can relate to that. So they can identify with what you're saying because that's happening to them. So we got away from that and we got into this mindset that the people who minister the word of God got to be theologians. No, they don't. They don't have to be theologians. A theologian cannot connect with Daquan down on Pry Street in Atlanta who's struggling with a heroin addiction. What a theologian gonna connect? How's a theologian gonna connect with him? You see what I'm saying? So people have to hear what you done been and see what you done been through. That's why you will never see me being shy or scared of throwing up them pictures of me being locked up. I throw up my mug shots. I found all my mug shots pictures, and I make sure I show them occasionally to y'all. I talk about my job loss. I talk about me almost losing my home. I talk about me filing chapter 13, going through bankruptcy, being embarrassed, y'all. I talk about my repossession. I talk about all of that because that's the power of the word of my testimony. So you can identify with that, because you may be ashamed and you behind closed doors right now facing a repossession and you're afraid. Go find my repossession video. God gave me 9 months later, gave me the cash to go buy me a tractor. I was ashamed, y'all. The man, I was hiding. I didn't care about losing that tractor. I just didn't want my neighbors to see the tractor going down the road. I was gonna lie. What happened, man? I had to send that tractor back, man. He had to get some mechanical issues on it. Now that tractor was repossessed. But 9 months later, I had enough cash to go buy me one. You hear me? That's the power of the word of my testimony. And yours too. We got enough theologians, right? We got enough people who can dissect the Greek and the Sadducees and all this stuff, the Pentateuch and all that. We got enough people that can do that. Let them have that. Just tell somebody what the Lord has done for you, all right? On basic terms. I didn't have money for lunch last week, and all of a sudden I got a refund check from my insurance company. Come on, come on, come on, come on. You ever got a check out of nowhere? I don't know about y'all, but I have. You ever got a refund or a rebate on something, and that money hit just on time? You didn't have enough gas money, and then you got a rebate. Oh boy, I have. I don't know about y'all. That's the stuff people need to hear, because they sitting there the same time, don't know how they gonna pay for stuff. They gotta have hope and belief in something other than this system, because this system is taking it away from us. They don't want us to have hope in the Lord. The systems want us to believe in the government and political parties and these motivational speakers. That's what the system want us to believe in, guys. The system don't want us to believe in the Lord. That's outdated. That's old. You believe in that old stuff? That's nothing. That ain't real. That's what they want you to believe. That ain't real. That's nothing. Why are you even putting your faith in that? Believe in science, believe in the medical profession, believe in doctors, but don't believe in the Lord. But it's somebody right here and right now who the doctor done told that they couldn't cure, who's still here today. It's somebody here right now, alive right now today, who the learned people, the people who educated, studied their bodies and looked at them and said, "Nah, you ain't gonna make it," but they here right now today. You hear what I'm saying? So that's what people need to hear. They need to hear that testimony. I don't know ins and out of scripture. I can't break down the Bible, man. I can't tell you all what 66, these 66 books of this, and I can't tell you all that, man. I cannot tell you what order they come in. I can't tell you this, that. I can't, but I can tell you what happened. We were hungry, right? I was homeless. You know, I was nothing and nobody. They told me I wasn't gonna be able to do nothing. Nobody believed me. I was not gonna be nothing and nobody. Oh, but God had the final say. You hear what I'm saying? So these are the words that God's people need to hear from us. That's what gives faith and hope. All right. So you go to bed tonight with the faith and the hope that, listen, I may not know the scripture. I can't quote them from front to back. But what I do have is real world experience. Y'all know experience overrule education, right? You know that, right? In the workforce, they will give you preferential treatment if you got 15 years doing something over somebody who has 15 years of education, right? Experience trumps education. You making break it down and dissect it. You read about it, but I've been in the trenches. I know about it. So when you got experience, that experience will trump education. You get it? So they told us our experience was nothing. Their education was everything. That's not what the word of God say. They say we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the power of the word of our testimony. That's what it says. You're not going to confuse me about it. You're not going to tell me what the Hebrews say, all that. You do that. You focus on that. All right. So that's what you do. You sleep on that tonight, man. Walking in that hope and faith that you know what? God got me. How do I know he got me? Because, boy, look at the track record. Look what he done pulled me out of. You may not know where the next one coming from. Don't worry about it. That ain't your job to provide it nowhere. They say the battle, sometimes you just got to show up to the battle because the battle is not mine. It's the Lord's, right? You hear me? It's Larry, man. Listen, I'm going to go. I want y'all pray for me. I pray for you. You hear what I'm saying? Every night before you go to bed, pray for me. Pray for you, right? Pray for yourself. And, and, and continue to share your testimony with the world. Continue to share your testimony. Tell them. You ain't got to know scripture. You hear me? Just quietly. When they talking about this and talking about that and they don't know, say, well, yeah, I had babies out of wedlock too. And I didn't know how I was going to feed them children. You know, I can help you a little bit I can, but I don't have much. But the Lord provide and has provided for me. So I know he'll provide for you. Brother, I've been in jail before myself. I ruined my life myself. I know what that's like to get out here with a checkered past and ruin my life and want everybody to give me an opportunity, but they don't want to give me an opportunity. But God says, just follow me. I got you. Follow what I got for you. Watch this. That's what the Lord is saying. Watch this. I got you. Watch this. You know, because he used the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. He take the dumb stuff, the stuff that, we the throwaways, man. We ain't nothing to nobody. Who we supposed to be? You get it? Who we supposed to be? Who are you? I said, watch this. We out, man. I appreciate y'all for joining, rocking with us tonight. Every last one of y'all. Thank the Lord for your life. Lord, protect me, guide me, shield me from the seen and unseen. Hold my family. Keep your hand on my loved ones, Lord. Thank you for my health, for protecting my health, God. Thank you. We right now we cast out any sickness that's developing and growing in our bodies right now, God. We denounce it right now in the name of Jesus, right now. You hear me? Right now. You know? Yeah. We thank you, Lord. All right, y'all. We out. I love y'all. I hope I've been an inspiration and hope for you tonight. And I hope the videos are inspiration and hope for you. Because that's what they're for. I'm just walking in my gifting and my assignment. My gifting is allowing me to flow within the assignment. All right? It's Larry, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm going to talk to y'all next time. Peace.